What's up, guys? You are on the air and off the books with Bethann and Samantha, and today we're going to be talking about books that we are excited for that are maybe out already or are coming out later this year. So we've got a big list for you guys.
Yes, it's a lot, so get your pens and your papers or your little, however you write down your TBR.
Because you got to read all of these that we're about to tell you.
Exactly, and these are what's the word? How do I say this? I'm stumbling over myself now. Things that I like, things that Samantha likes. So there's going to be a big variety. So it's not going to be all things that we agree on. So if you like things more like Samantha likes things, then you're in luck. There's all kinds of doodly-doo and awesomeness here for you to, add to your TBR. That's never ending, that you'll never be able to finish.
Yes. So the first book that I am I'm currently reading it, so I am excited for it, but I'm currently excited for it because I'm reading it,
I'm in the middle of excitement.
I'm in the middle of excitement. I'm actually actively excited. So this is called The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, and this is book 1 of the Crowns of Nyaxia. And this is I would say a fantasy romantasy, if you will. And so this book is, let me just read you the little overview. The adopted human daughter of the night-born vampire king Araya carved her place in a world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is entering the Kajari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. But winning won't be easy against the most vicious warriors from all 3 vampire houses. To survive, Araya is forced to make an alliance with a mysterious rival. Everything about Rain is dangerous. He's a ruthless vampire, an efficient killer, an enemy to her father's crown, and her greatest competition. Yet, what terrifies Araya most of all is that she finds herself oddly drawn to him. But there's no room for compassion in the Kajari. War for the House of Night brews, shattering everything that Araya thought she knew about her home. And Rain may understand her more than anyone. But their blossoming attraction could be her downfall in a kingdom where nothing is more deadly than love. Okay, so I'm 45% through this book, and I love it. I actually ruined somebody's day yesterday because they were about to check out book 2.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And I was like, oh, did you read the first book? I'm halfway through. I love it. It's so good. And they're they just look at me, and I'm like, what? And she's like, there's a first book, and I was like, yeah, this is book 2.
I'm not gonna get it now because I didn't know that it was the second book. And
so thanks for ruining my life.
And it wasn't even in, so Samantha couldn't even give her the first one.
I went to the shelf and I looked for it, and I was like, well, I got some bad news. I even offered to put it on hold for her, but I think that she was over it.
Too distraught at that point.
Yeah, listen, I would be pretty distraught too. She probably wanted to read it right now. No, I really, really like this book. And also the cover is gorgeous. Gorgeous. It's like a little serpent, serpenting through through some thorns with a little rose flower.
Yes, is this Armentrout?
No, this is Carissa Broadbent.
Oh.
She's crazy popular right now because of the series. It gets a 4.6 on Amazon and a 4.4 on Goodreads. So
that's a pretty fantastic rating. Goodreads is savage.
Goodreads is a savage. They're super stingy about their
They really are
5-star reviews.
Yeah.
But listen, I guess if you got it, you got it, and if you don't, you don't. That's what Goodreads says.
That's right. You're either in or you're out.
All right, what are you reading, Bethann?
Okay, so coming up, I have...
Nothing.
Actually, I've got a horror coming up called Beholder. And Beholder, let me open that up, is by Ryan LaSala. And the reason that I wanted to read this book is simply because of the word beholder.
It's her favorite word. She talks about it all the time.
No. In D&D, there's this monster that you can play, and it's like this big eyeball that floats around, and it's like the most sinister, creepy thing ever. So I was like, oh, it's going to be so good because, you know, if this has anything to do with that, and it kind of does. It's about this, the main character has this, how do I want to say it? His family's bloodline carries some kind of curse. And when they look in a mirror, they can summon something that rewinds or freezes time, essentially, when they look at themselves. And when they do that, somehow it unlocks this kind of, like, Lovecraftian, like, horror situation. And so the main character is at a party and just trying to fit in. I think they just got to college. And during this party, they look into the mirror and they freeze time and they do this thing that is in their family's bloodline or whatever. And they get trapped in the bathroom. And this horror takes place. And when they walk out of the bathroom... At least they're trapped
in the bathroom, you know. They gotta go pee.
Right. I mean, they're fine.
Setting up for success.
It's fine. When they go out of the bathroom, everyone is murdered in the party. And they have no idea how it happened. And so they've unleashed this horror on the world that his grandmother has said, don't do this. You should never reach into the mirror, blah, blah, blah. This is an arc that I have online that I was given. It's a 500-page horror. And I didn't realize it was that long. So I'm not sure how it's going to go. But yeah, you should pick it up. The cover is stunning. It's like this oil slick with a spider on a web in the middle of it. And it's kind of bleeding into the title. It's really cool. So, you know, I judge a book by its cover, and that's why I picked this up, the name and the cover of it. I'm not sure if it's going to be any good, but it sounds very interesting, and it doesn't sound like anything I've read before. But if you like that kind of, like, mysterious, like, horror situation, you know, family curses and stuff like that, this might be for you. I don't know if it's for me, but it might be for you. We'll see.
We shall see.
Yes.
All right. This is like 2 books in one, and I'm about to shock you all, so pick up your jaws because they're about to drop.
Okay, picking it up.
Jen Lynn.
Oh.
My girl Jennifer Lynn Barnes.
Yes.
Her new book just came out, the 4th book to the Inheritance Games. It's called The Brothers Hawthorne, and I think that this book is mostly about Jameson and Grayson. They're on the opposite ends of the world, and they're, like, trying to solve these, like, mysteries and, like, puzzles. Kind of like how the Inheritance Games was, but it's basically focusing on Jameson and Grayson. But then, Jennifer Lynn Barnes shocks us all by announcing a 5th book called The Grandest Game, which releases in July of 2024. And you guys just need to listen to this. Okay, here we go. 7 tickets, an island of dreams, the chance of a lifetime. Welcome to The Grandest Game, an annual competition run by billionaire Avery Grahams and the 4 infamous Hawthorne brothers, whose family fortune she inherited. Designed to give anyone a shot at fame and fortune, this year's game requires 1 of 7 golden tickets to enter. With millions on the line, those 7 players will do whatever it takes to win. Some of the players are in it for the money, some for power, some for reasons all of their own. Every single one of them has secrets. Amidst it all is Grayson Hawthorne, tasked with a vital role in this year's game. But as tensions rise and the mind-bending challenges push the players to their limits, physically, mentally, and emotionally, it soon becomes clear that not everyone is playing by the rules. Okay.
It's gonna be good.
Avery. My girl Avery has her own island now. And she is just straight up, like, revamping the Inheritance Games. Is like, you know what? I went through all of that. Now y'all are going to have to go through all of it. But let me give you a prize at the end.
It makes me wonder if it's going to have the same kind of feeling or if it's going to be like a whole new world, a whole different...
Dude, it's going to be so... It's the grandest game.
It's the grandest of games, Bethann. Come on. It's going to be
get
amazing.
with it. It's going to be grand.
Well, I know it's going to be good because Jen
Lin, author of the best series.
The best series of all time.
The Naturals.
That we haven't mentioned in a while.
We need to do like a 4-year reread.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, like in next year.
I want a sequel to that. That's what I want. Is some more of that. I want a like grown up situation.
Yeah.
Like a trilogy of them grown up and like doing this crazy blah blah blah.
What if Inheritance Games mashes? What if the Grandest Game, these 7 tickets, these
matches
players,
up with these characters we love.
We start seeing these characters in this book, and we're like, wait a second. I know a name. I know Dean. Why is he here?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? What?
Hey, I know you.
Who are you? Why are you here? It's going to be like that.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 already. We don't have to read
I
it.
would literally pass away. This book would get framed and just displayed, but as it would actually have to be encrusted in liquid gold, because that's what it would be. Liquid gold.
Liquid gold.
Yes.
So perfection.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for both of those books.
So, I got a yawn coming. Sorry, guys. Okay, my next thing is another horror. I got approved for this, and I don't, this is just one of them ones they gave me.
Surprise.
Happy birthday.
Listen, when you sign up for ARCs, sometimes they surprise you.
And they're just like, hey, you're going to read this.
We're going to give you this.
Like,
and
oh,
you're
no.
just out.
The thing about these ARCs, because they're this in particular is an ebook, so I'm required to do a review over it because I have a certain rating online through this system that they use, and so I have to review this or my personal rating's gonna go down. So surprise, here you go. It's sabotaging me. So it's Nestlings by Nat Cassidy. This is Tor. And the trigger warnings at the beginning of this book are a mile long. I don't know who they think I am. Hopefully I like it. It's kind of like a Rosemary's Baby meets that new book that came out recently. What is it called? Mothered, where the woman is convinced her baby is something's wrong with it. It's not actually her baby. So it deals with postpartum depression, and it deals with she comes home and she's not connecting, she's not making these connections with her child, and something is clearly wrong. I guess there's haunting in here. There's a lot of bugs, which is not my favorite. It's also another long one. Claustrophobia, haunted house, trauma galore. And that's all I'm going to tell you, because Samantha's over here reading all the synopsis and doing you a good job. This one, you're going to have to go in blind with me.
Samantha reads the synopsis because Samantha can't describe a book to save her life.
You can.
It'll be starting with the middle, then going back to the the beginning, and then describing the end, and then spoiling a little bit of it.
Surprise! You didn't have to read it now.
Yeah. I did it for you.
But, this is going to be a good one. The cover is stunning, though. It's this gargoyle bird on the front, and it's this monochromatic situation. So
we love a good monochrome.
Yeah, pick this up. It's going to be releasing in October. So is Beholder. You should tell me what you think about it, because by then I'll be DNFing it and writing some kind of a summation review, or I'll be loving it and also still writing a review.
Yeah.
So Nestlings by Nat Cassidy, and then I said the other one was Beholder by Ryan LaSala.
Okay.
What do you have next?
The Haunting by Natasha Preston.
Oh.
I've read almost all of her books, and they're always really, really good.
I didn't know she came out with another
It's
one.
a classic YA horror. So this releases on Tuesday, September 26th, and this is Delacorte Press Publishing, and I'm trying very hard to get an ARC, and it's not happening for me, and I'm gonna try again, I'm gonna be like, hey, Delacorte Press, give me an ARC, because I'm going to sing you a song if you don't. And you don't want that. Yeah, so they'll probably send me an ARC after they hear the song, just so I won't sing the song ever again. So I'm confident in that. So, haunted by the past, Penny's trying to forget about her ex, Nash. His father was arrested for the brutal murder of 4 teenagers on Devil's Night last year. Penny's parents have forbidden her to have anything to do with Nash or his family. It's hard not to think of what happened as spooky season gets underway. Oh, they said spooky season. I already love this book. But she's trying. That stops when she goes to the Halloween store with her friends to find a costume. What she finds instead is ripped from a horror movie. A classmate bleeding out on the floor of a dressing room, stabbed. Is a copycat killer on the loose? The adults are saying no, but Penny knows better. I'm just so excited because it said spooky season, and it's giving me, like, the fall feels, like the vibes, the Halloween vibes. And I just need myself, like, a good, like, short little horror. So I'm really excited because Natasha Preston has never let me down. Has Natasha Preston ever let you down?
Yeah.
She hasn't read a Natasha Preston book yet. So
I have. Haven't I?
Have you? No, I don't think so.
The Cellar.
Oh yeah, you did read that. You didn't like that?
It's okay. I haven't read anything current though. I need to. There was one that just came out before this that she did that I was going to read. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I read that. The Island.
Yeah, I haven't read that one yet.
That one was pretty good.
So maybe I will pick this up too and add it to my TBR that's ever growing. Okay, so I just lost the one that I was going to do next. Oh, here it is. So we have to give a shout out to Anne Freistat, our girl. She sent along A Place for Vanishing, which is her newest book. Oh, I'm so excited. I want to read it right now, but I can't.
Just do it.
This is what happens when I have to prioritize my reading.
Okay, when I finish Midnight is the Darkest Hour, I'm going to be
in
there like
swimwear.
swimwear.
To read Where He Can't Find You by Darcy Coates, which is going to be super good too.
Fine.
And then you have to read. You can't just be doing that.
So what you're telling me is I can't read.
You have to wait.
I can't read it.
Well, you can. My problem is that I start a book and then Justin wants to throat punch me because I will read like 15 different things and then I'll recommend him a book. And he'll be like, halfway through this book that I recommended and I'm still not done with it. He's just like, but you gave it like a 5 out of 5.
He finished, I recommended Fourth Wing to him and he finished it so fast.
Like 2 days or 3
days. And he liked it. I was like, oh, you're my favorite boss. Besides Trisha. You're both my favorite bosses.
Cover it up now.
Okay, you know what? You don't listen to this episode.
Listen, I haven't even read that book yet, but the thing is, it's like I will get started on something and then I'll want to mood read something else, so I'll just stop it. Then I'll start something else completely, and then he'll be mad because I haven't finished it. And he's like, but then you have to read these books. I do read these books. Okay?
No, I don't.
Yes, I do. I do read these books. I just am slow, okay?
Okay, picture a sloth.
Oh, God.
Slothing its way up a tree.
That's me.
Add more slow to that.
Add more slow.
And that's Bethann.
Like Emerald Lagasse.
And also, like, she knocked herself out of the tree because she was going so slow that she now has to climb back up. And, oh no, she lost her footing again. Fell back down.
It's fine.
It could be worse.
It could be worse.
Probably.
If it was worse, I couldn't do this podcast. That's just
we would fire her from the podcast.
Probably.
Then it would be S.
Yeah, just off the books with Samantha.
Off the books with Samantha.
That's it.
Where
That's
Samantha is not
off the books.
Is off the books and not talking about anything.
But she sent us A Place for Vanishing, and if you don't know, we were able to have the privilege to interview her.
And she's the nicest person ever.
She is.
Her library is gorgeous.
Oh,
she's got this wallpaper that I'm jealous of that I might have to go, like, I might have to take my, like, a steamer over there to her house.
Why don't you just buy some?
No, this
she's
is
going to be, like,
this is the cheaper way.
Samantha, what are you doing?
It's the cheaper way. Just,
Get
like,
out.
steam it and then, like, just kind of peel it off. She'll never notice.
She'll never notice. Or she will. It's fine.
No.
But this is a haunted house situation, okay? And it has some romance in it. And
I feel like it's gonna be like a crazy, like, twisted, like, situation though. Like, it's not gonna be like,
be so good.
I could be totally wrong, but I don't feel like it's gonna be like a normal romance. It's gonna be like some.
It's just gonna have just the
creepiness.
The most wonderful. It's just gonna be, guys.
It's just gonna be the most wonderful.
Get it. If you like a haunted house story, it's got, I think, a female lead in it. It has some romance. It has all these different, like, beautiful elements. It's like everything that you want in one go. And it's going to be fantastically amazing. And I'm so here for it. Because if you haven't picked up What We Harvest yet, and you what are you doing?
Yes.
What are you doing? You're waiting around. You're being a Bethann, and you're not reading the books you're supposed to be reading.
I don't know what you're doing.
Okay, don't be a Bethann. Be a good reader.
Be a Justin.
Be a Samantha. Be a Justin.
Justin's faster than me.
Read these books, okay? Because, honestly, they're so fantastic. And she deals with very unique main characters who are...
Ben needs to update his Adobe Creative Cloud.
Oh, no.
If you're listening, Ben, you need to update that.
Here's your reminder. So pick up Anne's new book. You have to do that. We have to plug that, because, and we're so thankful that she was able to send us these arcs of these books. I'm very, very much looking forward to reading this. It is taking a lot for me not to just shove everything I have to the side and just pick this up right now and read it.
Nothing else matters besides this book.
January is when this is going to come out, so you've got some time, but I want you to anticipate the goodness, all right? The wonderfulness that is going to be A Place for Vanishing, and the beautiful cover that is this book, okay? Her
cover for
What We Harvest?
What We Harvest was stunning.
Man, it was so good. So that's my other up-and-coming. Actually, that's an hour up-and-coming. We're both going to be reading that. That's going to be on the podcast.
Yes.
How could it not be? All these others you can find on our blog that you didn't know we had. Now you know. www.khcpl.org/podcast. That's where you're going to find other things. All the links to any of those books that you want to pick up through the library are on those blogs, so you don't have to run around trying to find them. They're just there. Click around. Do it.
My last book that I'm really, really excited for, all my Sarah J. Maas fans, my little weapons of Maas destruction.
Oh my God. You did not.
I did. January 30th. Mark your calendars.
Dude.
Happy late birthday present to me. House of Flame and Shadow is hitting the shelves. Bro. And I cannot explain to you how stunning the cover is. It's like this golden, just like, if you've seen her other covers to the other two books of the Crescent City series, you just know. Stunning cover. I can't say too much about this book because if somebody that loves Sarah J. Maas is currently reading Crescent City and they listen to this and I spoil something, I will be put on a hate list and just be posted at the Barnes and Nobles and stuff. So I'm not gonna be spoiling anything, but okay.
Yeah, and you've convinced me to read Crescent City.
Crescent City is I would say is the high fantasy, more complex world building
what you tell
series
me
of
is what I wanted out of ACOTAR.
Yes.
That I didn't receive.
This is very much fantasy world building with a hint of romance.
That's what I want. I don't want romance-driven.
It's kind of how Throne of Glass was, but Throne of Glass was her first series, so it was a lot more simple than.
And that's more YA, I think.
Yeah.
Than,
Throne of Glass is
YA. Crescent City is not.
Crescent City is adult.
Yes. The covers are just stunning.
Yes, they are stunning. So January 30th, pick that up. And how could I forget Iron Flame?
How could you?
The second book to the Fourth Wing. Second book of the Empyrean series, Fourth Wing, Rebecca Yarros. That is coming out on November 7th, and I I could not be more excited. I don't think I've ever finished a book faster than I finished Fourth Wing. It was so good. It was very nostalgic reading it because the first couple chapters is very much giving Divergent, like Dauntless vibes. And so I was like, oh, Divergent, yes. But then like the dragons come in.
Yes.
Boy, my dudes, the dragons in these books.
I'm going to have to ask Justin what he thinks since he's reading Ascendant and he just finished Fourth Wing. Because people are saying that if you really like dragons but you don't like the romance and that kind of dragon situation in the Fourth Wing as far as the bonds are concerned, that you really, really will like Ascendant.
Yeah.
And I want to see what he has to say about it. That's the question.
Yeah, we need him to do like a comparison.
Side by side.
Yeah. So I'm very excited for that second book, Iron Flame, to tell more about Violet, aka Violence, and Xaden in their year at the Basquiat War College. And if you read the Fourth Wing, there's like a super crazy twist at the end that I will not be talking about. So pick that book up. Literally, if people are telling you and you're like, no, I'm not going to read that because everybody's reading it, stop. I was the same way for half a second, and then I picked it up, and it's my favorite book of 2023. Hands down. Best.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because, like, I am also a weapon of mass destruction. And for my Sarah J. Massies out there. And I feel bad saying that I love this book even more.
The commitment to Sarah J. Maas is real.
Yeah.
You guys are like diehards. You'd like stand in front of a train for her.
Basically.
It's weird.
Yeah. But 10 out of 10.
Maybe I'm like that
Those
for
were my
Brando
books.
Sando. I don't know.
You are like that for Brando Sando.
Not quite to that extent. I don't think I'd stand in front of a train for him, but I really appreciate him a lot. I just finished The Way of Kings. Mark it down as the craziest thing that's happened this year, that I finished The Way of Kings. Okay,
Yes.
listen.
When
I
did you
finished
start
it before Ben finished the whole series. Okay? So,
She finished book 1 before.
I win. Okay? You said I wouldn't finish it, and I did.
That's
the
crazy.
challenge was accepted. All right? You know, we're going to overlook the fact that you finished, 5,000 pages before I finished 1,000, but it's fine. I just started Words of Radiance. Everything that I have coming up that I am anticipating reading is not up-and-coming releases. Sorry, guys. I want to start Yumi and the Nightmare Painter by Brando Sando. That is a fantasy romance.
I'm also going to read that.
His first fantasy romance. And I'm very excited. That is on the docket to review as well, I think. And then I have also finished that series. Gonna continue Ascendant. This is like coming into my year of being stuck in the middle of massive book series. Because I'll be finishing Ascendant. I'm going to be reading the rest of the Stormlight Archives. I'm not even going to stop in between those. I'm just going to pick them up right after. Because they are so good. So good.
So good.
I'm going to read Tress, which is another Brando Sando. I think there's a David Is Gilgash. It's called Soul Keeper, and it's also a 1,000-pager that I'm in the middle of that series right now, and it's fantastic. It's another high fantasy situation. And then Ebony Gate. And then there's one more that I have set aside that I am very, very, very excited to get to. And what is the book called? I can't remember.
It's a surprise.
Shoot. What is that book? I'm horrible. Is it Prince of Thorns or something like that? I can't remember. So I'm not going to synopse those.
There will be no synopsing today.
No synopsing on that. Because they're not up and coming. But you should still pick them up if you really like fantasy. I'm in my fantasy era right now.
I am too, and I really want to reread. Like, I know a lot of people hated on the new Vampire Academy TV show. I thought it was fantastic. Like, the movie was pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. The movie that came out like 10 years ago or so. But it's also so nostalgic for me. And I will literally watch that movie like all day, every day. Because it's so bad and I love it.
Doesn't make sense.
But like, the new show to Vampire Academy was really good. And I do not know what y'all are talking about that it wasn't good. because I was in there like swimwear watching it, okay? And I need to reread the series. Like, I've already read it twice, but it's just, I can't believe I'm saying this right now, but it might be, I might like it better than Akhtar.
Oh.
Jaws are dropping. Pick them back up.
Picking it up. Yeah, and it's so interesting to see that our podcast started off with like mystery thrillers, because that's what we dove into really hardcore, and now we're like switching over into this fantasy thing. I started off loving fantasy. That's what I started reading besides historical fiction fantasy. And now I've come full circle and I'm back in it to win it.
We're pulling a Taylor Swift and going on our Eras tour right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We're in our fantasy era.
And I have to owe that to Justin, because he pushed me to read Warbreaker. And literally, that book is so good. So good. Still my favorite Brandon Sanderson book. And it just, like, ignited this flame, okay? And I am so happy that I'm back. Because why did I ever leave? Why?
Don't know.
It was wrong. I should have never left.
So wrong.
I'm like the prodigal son come home.
I'm
just happy to be here, okay? I'm just happy to be here.
On that note. Okay, listen, guys.
Yes,
next podcast, we're going to be talking about Murder in the Family by Kara Hunter.
Yes.
And that is an arc that we got from HarperCollins. Thank you, HarperCollins. So listen in on that episode. And that is like a kind of like a cop thriller, like a
police procedural true crime situation.
Yes.
I think you're gonna be interested in hearing that's a shorter podcast, but I think you're gonna be interested in picking this book up. There's no spoilers there, so.
Yes. And then after that, we are going to be talking about our Howard County reads for the year. So you guys need to listen into that, because we got a lot of good books.
And run over to pick up your choices from the top 15.
Yes. Read them all. If you read all 15,
we'll give you a sticker.
I will buy you a taco.
Oh. Get the taco, not the sticker.
Okay. Yeah.
Or have both. It's fine.
But don't lie, because I don't want to buy 27 tacos, guys. Come on.
I mean, but she already promised.
I did promise.
So it's too late now. Haha, Samantha. Run and get top 15.
Top 15.
For a
all right.
taco. Listen
in to our new episodes up and coming down the road. They're going to be awesome. We're going to be talking about a lot of mostly new books in 2024.
Yes.
We're going to try to do like 2 new releases every month.
Yeah, we're going to try.
We're going to try.
And if you liked any of these books and we don't talk about them on the podcast, you can find them as reviews on our blog on khcpl.org/podcast. And that'll give you our star rating, all the links to where you can get them on Libby, Hoopla, physical copies, etc., etc. Go there. Yeah. And then we're not the only ones that review on there. We have some other people who go on and review for us as well. So you get some interesting, different perspectives, different things. I think Justin's going to start reviewing the classics for us. So if you like that kind of stuff, go. It's a plethora of knowledge.
Check out the podcast, check out the blog, and we hope you guys have a great rest of your week.
Bye.
Bye.